Welcome to a brand new episode of the Eye Conversations in the brand new year. Wishing all our amazing viewers a very happy, healthy, and rocking year ahead. I'm your host, Dr. Sheetal Brar, Director, ProSight Eye Hospital, Chandigarh. And today, I'm super thrilled to bring to you another very exciting episode of the Eye Conversations, which is a platform on which we bring renowned ophthalmologists and have conversations with them, which are not only informative and insightful, but at the same time filled with loads of fun, frolic, and entertainment. And today on our show, we have a very special guest. He is young, very cool, is a trendsetter, and an iconic ophthalmologist from Delhi. He is not only a very high volume refractive and cataract surgeon, but also an extremely popular YouTuber with over 2 million subscribers and followers. He has taken the internet by storm with his viral and sensational videos. No prizes for guessing who this celebrity is, because we all know we are talking about Dr. Rahil Chaudhary. Welcome, Dr. Rahil Chaudhary, on Eye Conversations, and we are so excited to have you here on our show today.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting me to this podcast. And I can't tell you how excited and how nervous I am to be on the show because I
Why
can't tell you
nervous?
because I'm kind of your secret eklavya. I so
Oh.
religiously follow your work and all your work in refractive surgery is so inspiring. So super happy and super excited and really looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm truly humbled. So, Rahil, let's start with your professional journey. What really inspired you to become an ophthalmologist and specialize in refractive and cataract surgeries?
Ma'am, the real inspiration, of course, has been my father, whose footsteps I wanted to follow. But the decision of me becoming an ophthalmologist was taken the day I was born. So if somebody asked me कि कितने साल का experience ophthalmology में, I say 33 years. Because since my childhood only,
Yeah.
I've seen all that environment and dad being an ophthalmologist and the hospital culture, how he used to go and all these patients coming in and then they look forward to you and they kind of look at you as God. So it's a very fulfilling and a satisfying profession to be in. So when you see all these things happening around you, you automatically develop a passion for it. So that is where the journey started into ophthalmology.
Certainly. So, where did you do your academic degrees from? Which all institutes?
So schooling is from Delhi only, from DPS RK Puram, and then MBBS was from Himalayan. It's in Dehradun. Then I did my MS from Subharti under Dr. KPS Malik, and then 2 years I was training under Dad, and then I took over the Lajpat Nagar Center. So presently I'm working independently.
Wonderful. So, you've had the blessing of some of the great mentors we have in ophthalmology.
Absolutely, and I look forward to more blessings. There's so much to learn, and it's such a vast subject that there's just no end to it. So every time you
Exactly.
meet new people, they have new ideas to share, you have new ideas to tell them, and it's an holistic experience, and you grow with the subject.
Absolutely. So tell me, you're a high volume LASIK surgeon, right? And you have records like doing 250 surgeries, LASIK surgeries in a day, which is humongous.
I think that is humanly possible.
At least I cannot imagine this.
So this was not made entirely by me. So there was a team of 6 doctors.
Okay.
And we worked 24 hours. So that day, the hospital was working morning also and evening hours also. And we have 3 laser machines with us.
Okay.
So we were rotating ourselves, trying to, come close to that number. But again, the idea was not to make a record. Because we understand that when we're doing such high volume, sometimes the quality can get compromised. So again, when the team was ready and the patients were there, the priority was not to achieve that number. The priority was still to give the best quality treatment to the patients. But yes, the idea was that can we do this because somebody has already done it in Korea. So
Okay.
they've done 242 in a day.
Okay.
So we had this 250 number with us. So India, the population is there, the skills are there, the infrastructure we have. So is it also possible to reach close to that number? So that was the idea, and by God's grace, we could achieve it. So that was one big
Congratulations for
moment in
that.
the life.
So, this is what exactly I was about to ask you. When you do such high volume surgeries in one day, 250 is unimaginable number. How do you ensure that your quality protocols, the patient care, all these things are not compromised?
Yes. So usually we are not doing such high volumes.
Okay.
That was a special occasion where we aligned the whole team to reach that number. Otherwise, the maximum that we could do in a day comfortably was 100 patients in a day.
So,
So
normally, how many LASIK procedures do you
normally,
operate
usually the list is about 45, 50 in a
on
day.
an average
Yeah.
every day?
Yeah. So we are about 3 surgeons doing it.
Wow.
So we divide like 15 cases each, and we are able to comfortably complete that list.
Wonderful. So, Rahil, you have so many millions of subscribers and followers on YouTube. How do you ensure that the knowledge that you are sharing with them, because it's like a responsibility when you have so many people following you, what you are sharing with them must be genuine, must
Yes.
be up to the date, and there should not be any kind of misinformation spreading. So, how do you ensure that?
So I understand this, that with all this power of social media, there comes a responsibility that you are not misleading.
Yeah.
You are not creating unnecessary sponsored videos.
Yeah.
So the idea is to percolate genuine information, and the idea behind opening this channel was actually awareness. So basically, how it started was that when I was making this YouTube channel, I saw a lot of senior surgeons. They already had these channels, but they were talking about scientific content. They were showing eye videos, surgical videos. So a general person cannot relate to those videos. And why are we the blind capital? Of course, we have lack of infrastructure and doctors, but we are also the blind capital because there's lack of awareness. So many people don't even know that there are so many diseases that can actually be treated, and they're not coming forward for treatment. So that was the idea behind opening up this channel, that the information, the awareness goes into the last grassroots level.
I
And it
totally, yeah, I totally second this because I also believe in making realistic videos,
Yes.
and the patient should actually have the right of information, how a particular surgery is done, what are the precautions, and also sometimes the science behind it also.
Yes,
We
yes.
have to sometimes sit with the patient, explain them the mechanism, how LASIK is done, how a smile is done, how ICL is done. So I think in today's informed world, it's
Yes.
very important to give right information to our
And
patients.
all this content that I'm creating, people ask me, how do you come up with all these ideas to make new content? There are no new ideas. It is what I do every day. This is my work, and I'm just showing it online what I'm doing. So it is a part of my life only.
That's so nice to know. So, Rahil, many people are scared about getting an eye surgery and especially a LASIK surgery. So, what do you want to tell these patients about the procedure? And could there be any side effects or complications related to LASIK or any other refractive surgery which the patient needs to know?
Yes, and this is the most asked question that usually I come across with my patients is, डॉक्टर साहब कितना सेफ है? छोटे छोटे बच्चों का हो रहा है, 18-20 साल का, they have this whole life to live ahead. कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं हो जाएगी?
बिल्कुल.
And we can never say that it is 100% safe because nothing in this world is
Yeah.
100%. So I always tell them it is 99.999999% safe. So it is safer than traveling in a car. It is safer than flying in a plane. The chances of dying in a lightning strike or a shark attack is more than something going wrong with your LASIK surgery. But yes, we understand that it is a medical procedure, and every medical procedure will have some risks or side effects associated.
Yeah.
And usually these side effects are not very troublesome. So for the first 4 or 5 days, somebody could have little redness, some watering, some heaviness. We have changed your system overnight, so your muscles are adapting to the new system. You could have some eye aches, headaches happening. So that's a normal thing to have.
Yeah.
And then we have some long-term side effects with these procedures, the major one being the dry eyes. And we all understand that the procedure being done on the surface will induce dryness. and there is a natural course that the body will take to overcome that side effect. That is usually 2 to 3 months. So we are prescribing lubricating drops to the patients, and they're fairly comfortable.
Yeah, and they also can sometimes experience little bit of glare,
Yeah, yeah. At times you can have
yeah,
glares. At times, if you are opting for,
sensitivity to light.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Sometimes some people could have irritation also. They say that it's kind of a sand in eye sensation.
yeah.
So they're all part of the healing process, and eventually all these subside. Or even if it is there, it is so mild that it is really not bothering your lifestyle in any way.
I think patients are so happy after LASIK surgery or any
Absolutely.
refractive surgery, especially high myopes, that it is easy for them to neglect these side effects sometimes because the refractive correction itself is so significant
Absolutely.
that the happiness of seeing the world without glasses.
I tell all my patients
Yeah.
that this is not, we are doing something for cosmesis to make you look better. Of course, that is one advantage of the surgery, but the real purpose of the surgery is to make you live like a normal person. Having glasses onto your eyes 24/7 is another hassle and disease in itself.
Yeah.
So for me, myopia is a disease. It's a lifestyle problem. You can't play sports, you can't do swimming, you can't do aggressive gymming. Everything becomes a hassle in your life. So it is a lifestyle improvement that we are doing. We're making your life more
Yeah,
comfortable,
so more
more
functional
convenient.
reasons. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, Rahil, there are so many terms that we hear about LASIK: custom LASIK, blade free LASIK, abrasion free LASIK, and all this stuff. We as ophthalmologists also get confused at times. And I'm sure even for patients, it's not easy. And I'm sure even for patients, it's not easy to understand.
Absolutely not.
So, could you explain the differences just for the sake of knowledge of our audience, the major
Right.
differences between these techniques?
It's the end of the day, we have to understand that technology upgrades. iPhone 11 के बाद 12 आएगा, 12 के बाद 13 आएगा, 13 के बाद 14 आएगा. So all these technologies also, which are collectively referred to as LASIK procedures, which laser we are using to correct your vision, they are upgrading with time. And every time they upgrade, they are adding newer features to the technology, and they're bringing the technology close to perfection. So we understand that in medical field, nothing is like a best procedure. Every time the technology upgrades, we are going closer to perfection. We are trying to improve quality of vision. We are trying to improve contrast, the richness, the vibrancy of vision. So whenever technology upgrades and you start talking about it, it also puts an element of confusion in the minds of patients कि अभी तो सिल्क की बात हो रही थी, अभी तो स्माइल की बात हो रही थी, अभी कॉन्ट्यूरा की बात हो रही थी, अब कुछ और नया आ गया है.
बिल्कुल.
So end of the day, we have to understand that primarily there are three categories of laser refractive procedures. So the first are those surface ablative procedures. So we have PRKs and transepithelial PRKs, and they are popularly referred to as epicontura, smart surf procedures. So this is one category of procedures. Most of the time, these are preferred in people who have thin corneas, or somebody who is maybe going for some government medicals. He doesn't want a scar onto his eyes. So these
Yeah.
are the preferred options. And then you have the flap-based procedures, which have been there, stood the test of time. Even all the surface ablative have been there for the last 30, 35 years. And in flap-based procedures, that is what LASIK is, that we are creating a flap, we are putting the laser for correction, and we're repositing the flap back. And in this, you have technologies upgrading with time. So you had standard LASIK, then you had aspheric LASIK, then there was customized custom Q LASIK, then you have topo guided LASIK like Contura. Now you have ray tracing LASIK like Wavelight Plus. So these technologies are upgrading in this category. And then of course you have flapless procedures, where it all started with Smile, and then we have upgrades like Smile Pro and Silk.
Yeah,
So
so they are.
primarily there are three categories, and there is no best procedure, or there is no one fit all procedure. So ultimately the procedure has to be decided by your treating doctor. When you come into the hospital, we do a thorough eye examination, and according to the reports, we suggest the patient. So
Exactly.
it is not that if somebody is saying Contura is the best, that doesn't mean that Smile, Silk, or Wavelight becomes a bad procedure.
So, you
Right?
know what happens so many times, because you're so famous, patients come to me and they say, हमने डॉक्टर राहिल का वीडियो देखा है, and this is true, and they say कि मुझे कॉन्टूरा ही चाहिए, and I'm like, okay, let me examine your eyes, let me do your scan and
Yeah.
see whether you're suitable for a contoura or a smile or any other procedure. So, but sometimes it does happen that patients, when they are influenced by an
Yes.
influencer like you, they highly want a procedure which has
This is
been
the problem
recommended.
with social
And
media.
yeah, so I have to actually take a lot of time to explain to them that, this is also good procedure. This is
Yeah.
also going to give you 6/6. It has its own advantages. And so this is sometimes a little issue that we face because
And that works so well for me in the OPD
I
कि जब
know.
patient आता है
हाँ,
तो बोलता है अच्छा have you seen my videos? वो कहते हैं हाँ हाँ डॉक्टर साहब हमने तो देख
आपके
लिया
लिए
है,
अच्छा
हम
है.
तो कंट्यूरा
This is
कराने
good
आए
for
हैं.
you, no?
Okay,
Because
continue.
they are already prepared. They have seen your videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sometimes a little
I know,
funny
I
situation in our
totally understand
clinics.
that, and so many of my colleagues and seniors
I'm
that
sure
I
they must have
meet,
told you
they
that.
tell me the same story कि यार वो तूने इतना कंट्यूरा कर दिया है कि we have to put a contour machine. We already have an excimer machine,
I know.
but हमें वो हटा के कंट्यूरा लगानी पड़ रही है. But even I don't know how it all happened. The idea was just to give out information that this is what has new come up now. This is what has new come up now, and.
Yeah.
But I was really not expecting that the market would shift so drastically towards Contura.
Did you ever think you're going to make it so big using
Absolutely,
social media
absolutely not. This
when you
is
started?
God has been really, really kind on me. I am like an average ophthalmologist, like all of us. Matlab, I've done the same education, the same everything, but God has really been kind of me that I've got this platform to grow ahead.
So glad and happy for you. So, Rahil, you see so many patients who come to you for refractive surgery. Uh, are you aware of some misconceptions about LASIK surgery which patients report to you?
A lot of misconceptions. Um, some people feel that once you get a LASIK procedure, now you don't have glasses, you don't have to wear glasses ever now.
Ever.
Right?
Yeah.
So this has to be clarified that we all understand that once we touch the age of 40, 45, all of us will have presbyopia and all of us will develop a power for reading. And it is part of aging, you cannot stop it. So I tell all my patients that we are doing distance correction for you. It is going to design to be, it is going to actually last forever. Theoretically we want that, but we still understand that end of the day it is a human body.
Yeah.
And it's human eye, it's the living tissue. The older cells are being replaced by newer cells, the eye changes itself, it is breathing, and there are times that sometimes minor fluctuations can happen with age. So even if that happens, you don't have to worry too much about it. We have recorrection or touch-up procedures. So in case we did your LASIK procedure and it lasted well for 10, 15 years, and maybe in the 16th year you have about half a diopter coming in your eye, you don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah.
Come back to the hospital, we'll do a minor touch-up and you're perfect again.
I've had some patients, and this happens actually quite commonly. We have done LASIK or Smile for them, and they come even after 2 years, and then they say, "We have a headache, and we have got Smile done, and probably it's because of Smile."
Yeah, that happens so.
And I'm like, it's over. It's all healed now. And your headache may be because of some other reason, maybe your stress or excessive laptop work or anything else, but it's not because of the refractive surgery.
Yes.
So
And
they
I tell-
hold the refractive surgery responsible
Absolutely.
for any other thing that can happen in their eye.
And then I tell them that headaches can have 1 million reasons.
I know.
You've not slept well, you aren't stressed, you haven't eaten well, there's some other emotional disturbance happening. Everything is not because there was a surgery done to your eyes.
Yeah. So Rahil, how do you really determine the suitability of a patient for LASIK surgery?
Ma'am, we are doing that thorough pre-LASIK refractive evaluation. And so there are about, I think, 8 to 10 steps to it. So the patient comes in, the refraction happens, the NCT pressure happens. Then we are taking all those maps, the topography maps, pentacam, you're doing the eye trace, trying to find out. And once we have all the reports in front of me, then I have to take a decision for the patient. And at our hospital, we are offering all the categories of procedures. And I tend to offer all of them, But then, according to the reports, I tell patients my preference.
Yeah.
So let's say somebody has an healthy eyes and he's eligible for all the procedures. He's eligible for silk also, flapless, eligible for a flap-based wave light also. So then usually after discussing with the patient, I tell them that according to your reports and looking at you, I feel this is the first preference for you and this would be the second and this would be the third.
So do you really show them their reports and discuss their reports with them?
Sometimes if required.
Okay.
Most of the times, as we
It's
discussed,
easy for you to convince because
yes, so
they've
they've
seen your
already seen the
videos.
video, so they already have
Yeah.
more or less idea about these
Yeah,
technologies, and they already have their question answered on the video. So
Yeah.
now they're just coming in for the final
That's the
opinion.
advantage.
Yeah.
So Rahil, I know you are very popular as a YouTuber.
See, it feels so nice to hear all that. No? I've started feeling proud of myself
You
now.
know that already. But you know, with success does come some side effects of success as well, which could be professional jealousy, negativity, and controversy. How do you really deal with all these
तो है ना
things?
सब कुछ ही है मैम लाइफ में, but there is no escape that all this is part of life and it will come with
Yeah.
life and you just have to accept it and live with it. Controversies भी होती हैं, politics भी होती हैं, jealousies भी होती हैं. ठीक है, चल रहा है जो चल रहा है. If a 65-year-old senior doctor is getting jealous of a 33-year-old doctor, तो what can I do about it?
Good. So you should have a positive attitude and be ready for,
and I
for
feel
these
so
things.
bad about all this that some people, matlab, they're really my mentors. I look up to them for learning and so many things, and then I get all these negative vibes from them. But okay, that is how life is, and we just have to accept it.
Yeah, you have to accept it and take it in your stride,
Yeah,
which
and
you are
take it
already
in a
doing
positive way.
very well, and you are killing it.
Your jealousy and your negativity motivates me more to do. So it works only in my favor. But ultimately, end of the day, I am only competing with myself. I'm only competing with my past. I'm only competing to become better in life.
Your best competitor is yourself.
Absolutely.
I also truly believe in this
Thriving to
philosophy.
become the best version of myself only.
Exactly.
So I'm really not in competition with any other ophthalmologist in the market for that matter, and I really don't care also what
And
they
if
think.
anyone has any problem, it's their problem.
I know.
Cool. So Rahil, of course, we know when the topography test, corneal thickness, dry eye, everything is good, a person is usually suitable for a LASIK or a smile procedure, basically cornea-based procedure. But just in case they are not, then do they have any other options also?
Definitely. So our preference is towards the corneal-based refractive surgeries, LASIK, silk, smile, all of these. But we also understand that there will be about 30 to 40% people who will not be eligible for these cornea-based laser procedures. And then, of course, we have options like the phakic IOLs, the ICLs, very popular, and for people who are beyond 40 or for people who are not eligible for ICLs also, then we are giving them options of RLE.
Yeah.
And we are using premium lenses for them, especially when we are doing RLE. The idea is to use premium lenses like the Vivity lens or maybe the Technis Eyehance or the BVI Fine Vision. So those are the preferred options. And then of course we still have maybe let's say 1 or 2% people who I avoid touching the eyes. Let's say somebody comes in with a +8, +10 hyperopia.
Yeah.
And I see that the lens that has to go in is maybe like +50. So then I really don't want to touch the eye and take that risk to give that advantage. So then but usually I say that about 95% people are able to get their procedures done.
So we are talking about premium IOLs, and there have been so many advancements in this field already. When we talk about refractive lensectomy patients, usually these are the patients who are above the age of 40, 45, who have started now getting reading addition and they don't like to wear glasses. Now, I believe these patients are super demanding because they want best vision for distance as well as near without the glasses. They don't want any disturbances in the vision, and also they don't want any changes in their power or vision over time. So do you have any special preference of a particular IOL that can actually help patients achieve this?
Actually, for RLE, for somebody, let's say, is coming at 40, 45 and he's looking for spectacle independence, and he's also a demanding patient. He's looking for near independence also, distance independence also. So there are two options that I give to my patients. The first are those multifocal, trifocal lenses, something like a BVI Fine Vision, one of the best lenses in the market. But the issue is that we will have those halos and glares. So the patient really has to be pre-counseled.
Yeah.
That how the life would be after the procedure. And if we feel the parameters are good, the angle alpha and everything are coming good and suiting the procedure, then we give them that option. But most of the time, this is only for, let's say, about 5% patients. Most of the times what I'm doing is that I'm doing a micro monovision with the EDOF category lens. Let's say something like a Vivity lens. So I'm doing like a half a diopter in one eye and the perfect emetropic correction in the dominant eye. And the patient is so comfortable up to about 95%, just leaving aside very fine work.
Yeah.
He's actually super comfortable with all the distances, distance, intermediate and near.
Yeah.
So that is also one of the options that I'm giving to my patients.
Yeah, so also in my experience, the enhanced monofocal lenses,
Yes.
especially the isopure lens from BVI, works very
It's
well in
wonderful,
these conditions.
beautiful lens.
Because it does not compromise on the quality of vision, no drop in contrast sensitivity.
Absolutely.
The vision quality is exactly like a monofocal lens. And if you just give a 0.5 offset to the second eye,
It works
patients
beautifully
perfectly
well.
see N6
Beautifully.
and 6.6.
Yeah.
And I have personally done studies and found wonderful results with these lenses. And also talking about the BVI lenses in general, I prefer these lenses because of their stable design. So their design,
That the modified, the
yes.
fixations, it's
Yeah.
a very good lens.
Yeah, so it's so these designs are called the pod or double C loop designs,
yeah.
wherein they provide a 4-point fixation to the lens in the capsular bag, which is considered to be a very stable position, and patients do not have changes in refraction over time. And this is what refractive lensectomy patients and also in general our
And we
cataract
want that
patients
also.
desire.
We want that.
You don't want to be
Even
wearing
the-
glasses
even the
after
doctor-
2 or 3 years.
Even the doctor wants that. It should be nice and stable where we put
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. And we are also about trifocals as an option for our refractive lensectomy or even cataract surgery patients. I feel that this lens is a wonderful lens. How has your experience been with this?
No, it's definitely a beautiful lens and it has been there for so many years now. Probably this was the first multifocal that was launched in
First
the world.
trifocal in the world.
Trifocal.
Yeah.
And it's stood the test of time. But ultimately, end of the day, I am myself not a very big fan of multifocal lenses in general. But yes, if I have to choose a multifocal lens for my patient, it would definitely be fine vision or maybe a PanOptics, one of those premium lenses.
So Rahil, coming back to your online and YouTube journey again, let's say I or any other normal ophthalmologist wants to start with this journey. What suggestions would you give to me so that, of course, I cannot
I
reach
think-
the level of
no,
popularity that you
definitely-
have?
No, anybody can
but
reach that
I
level.
think it is so important. But I think it has become so important these days that
Yeah.
doctors have to have a social media presence and either YouTube channel or Instagram. So how do they go about it?
What I've learned growing with this channel is that it is all about consistency and genuine information. That
True,
is what
absolutely.
grows.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the audience is also intelligent and they have
Exactly.
sources to verify your information.
Yeah.
So you have to be very genuine with it. There should not be an element of marketing or sponsorship or you're trying to promote something over the other technology. But you are there to inform them, you're there to highlight what is the new thing that is coming in and what are the new advantages that we are getting with the latest upgrades that are going in. But yes, consistency and honest and genuine connection, because ultimately it's a channel, it's your personal channel. So if you try to build like an hospital channel, it is
Yeah.
never going to grow, because you're gonna you need a personal connect with your audience. They're looking at your face, you are the person who they're connecting to. So that is what, and the effort, I think anybody can do whatever what I'm doing. It's not difficult at all. The only thing is needs some
Consistency,
discipline
yeah.
to run a
And
channel.
you need a team these days, who can
Everything वो
do
तो सब बन जाता है.
recordings and shootings and editing.
Once you are into it passionately, वो तो सब अपने आप ही बन जाएगा.
हाँ.
पहले मैं मोबाइल से बनाता था, then I had one photographer, then I had two photographers, now I have 4 photographers.
Yeah.
I had one editor, now 4 editors. So that will
It
grow
keeps growing.
with time. It's like
Yes.
nurturing your hospital. You are
Exactly.
passionate about it, वो तो वैसे ही बड़ा हो जाएगा.
बिल्कुल. और मैं भी पर्सनली ये सोचती हूँ कि जितनी हम पर्सनल स्टोरीज शेयर करते हैं, दिस इज़ व्हाट आई बिलीव इन। एंड अगर आप मेरा चैनल, मैंने जस्ट अभी स्टार्ट किया है इंस्टाग्राम पे, अगर आप वो देखोगे तो आई हैव शेयर्ड मोर पेशेंट सक्सेस स्टोरीज एंड पर्सनल स्टोरीज एंड
Yeah.
कॉन्वर्सेशंस विद देम। बिकॉज उससे क्या होता है ना कि पेशेंट्स को जो देख रहे हैं ऑटोमेटिकली ट्रस्ट आ जाता है। हम कितना भी कहें ये प्रोसीजर बहुत अच्छा है, ये ऐसा है वैसा है, बट they will not believe unless they
Absolutely.
see a true patient who has undergone a procedure and is happy, comfortable, recovering well. So that automatically brings trust.
That is
right?
exactly what I'm doing, ma'am. I don't have to think about content.
Yeah.
मतलब आई एम शोइंग कि देखो आज मैं इस पेशेंट को ऑपरेट कर रहा हूँ, इसकी आंख में ये प्रॉब्लम है, आज मैं आपको लेसिक के बारे में बता रहा हूँ, वो सेम बात मैं अपने पेशेंट को बताता हूँ ओपीडी में, वही बात को वीडियो में आके बता दिया। आज मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ भाई ड्राई आइज में क्या क्या टेस्टिंग हो रही है, रोज ही तो कर रहे हैं, बस उसी को तो वीडियो में दिखा दिया।
पेशेंट्स कैन रिलेट
सो
इमीडिएटली।
पेशेंट्स आर जस्ट सीइंग माय एवरीडे लाइफ कि अच्छा ये कर रहा है, वो कर रहा है, एंड देन आई आल्सो पुट इन एन एलिमेंट ऑफ माय पर्सनल लाइफ आल्सो। सो आई मेक वीडियोस लाइक अ डे इन लाइफ ऑफ एन ऑप्थेमोलॉजिस्ट।
I've seen that video.
And wherever I'm visiting, abhi almost a month back I was in Korea. So we were looking at those hospitals who are doing like exclusively ICLs, exclusively smile or refractive procedures. So we're visiting those hospitals and I captured them, now putting it up on YouTube. So it is just my everyday routine and journey, just capturing it and putting on YouTube.
I think it's more important to show more original stuff these days rather than कि कुछ बनाकर whatever you are, right? Show your true self.
पेशेंट बड़े स्मार्ट हैं आजकल, उनको समझ आ जाती है बात कि क्या कौन हमें फालतू की बात बोल रहा है और कौन ठीक बात कर रहा है। सो यू ऑल्सो मतलब दिस इज सो सैड दैट देयर आर सम एलिमेंट्स इन आवर फ्रेटर्निटी ओनली हु आर प्रोड्यूसिंग मिसलीडिंग वीडियोस एंड पुटिंग इट अप ऑन सोशल मीडिया, कॉन्ट्राडिक्टिंग देयर ओन कॉलीग्स ओनली। ये भी थोड़ा सा होना शुरू हो गया, which is so sad.
I think it's a responsibility on the surgeon who is sharing this content because
exactly sometimes
लोग उनको अगर फॉलो करते हैं वो उसी चीज को बिलीव करेंगे।
Yeah. Sometimes I feel so disappointed. मान लो कोई नई टेक्नोलॉजी आती है, लेट्स से अब वो टेक्नोलॉजी किसी हॉस्पिटल के पास पहले आ गई, जैसे स्माइल था, डॉक्टर रूपल के पास was the first person who got that technology. अब जैसे कॉन्ट्यूरा था, we were amongst the first. जैसे वेव लाइट है, we got the first machine. So now suppose we are talking about wave light, we are trying to educate people that what is new in this technology. I see eye doctors only making negative videos on this technology, fearing कि यार ये market ना change हो जाए यार, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि market वो wave light पे shift हो जाएगा।
People are afraid of you, Rahil.
मतलब why be afraid?
Because you're so popular and if you make one video, people are going to follow it and they're going to keep asking surgeons about that particular technology. And it's a limitation with surgeons that not every surgeon can have access to each and every technology.
This is the problem. This is the real problem why these videos are coming up. But what do I do about it? If there is something new and if I educate, so I want people to, in fact, ophthalmologists to adopt the new technology and give benefits to the patient rather than criticizing that technology and saying that it is not good. कब तक criticize कर लोगे?
I think it's not a good attitude on the parts of colleagues to say negative things about what you're promoting.
And how much?
But what we can always say that, okay, that's also new technology. And what I typically say when a new technology video comes on your video channel, and people ask for it and I say, okay, it's a new technology. Dr. Rahil is a very experienced surgeon and if he's talking about it, so iske results अच्छे ही होंगे, but I do not have personal experience with this technology. I have personal experience with X technology and in my hands this gives fantastic results. So at the end of it, it's your decision.
No, somebody criticizing a technology who doesn't even have the technology, doesn't even know ABC about technology is crazy, no? How do you deal with all this? See, this is what I deal with every day. ये क्या बोल रहे हैं, मैं नई technology ले तो आ रहा हूँ. तो कोई नहीं, it's part of life.
But I think you're handling it very well and just keep it that way.
चल रहा है मामा.
So Rahil, कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि patient has asked you about a technology which you do not have and they want that procedure with you and you had to say anything negative about that procedure?
ऐसा हो जाता है because you see ultimately we also understand that there are different companies making the same technology or same procedure.
Exactly.
Right? So let's take an example of the flapless lenticule technology. So now I have the Silk machine.
Yeah.
But then there's also talks happening around Smile Pro. There's also another Zeiss company is making that. So then some patients do ask me कि sir हमने वो Smile Pro सुना था, आपका सिल्क है, so ये है आपके पास, वो है.
Yeah.
That takes my chair time.
Exactly.
Then again, I get in the same situation that you are. Then I have to explain them that, the end of the day, the technology is the same. It is
Yeah.
just different brands making the same machine. So most of the time they are convinced because they understand that yes, this can happen. So it's like Mercedes भी बन रही है, Audi भी बन रही है, BMW बन रही है, लेकिन है तो तीनों ही बढ़िया ना.
Exactly. This is the way I also talk to my patients when they come asking about silk. So they have seen your video and they say, "Ma'am, आपके पास silk नहीं है, आपके पास तो Smile Pro है." So I'm like, see, these are fundamentally same procedures.
Yes.
जिसमें एक lenticule बनता है और उसे छोटे से 2 millimeter incision से बाहर निकाल दिया जाता है, and that corrects your power. Now different companies are making using the same principle. Currently there are different companies who are working on the same principle and promoting the same procedure using different names.
Absolutely.
हाँ, तो मैं उनको वही कहती हूँ कि नाम ही अलग हैं but basic technology is the same and उसके advantages, limitations जो भी होते हैं वो similar होते हैं, right?
I give them the same example.
How do you take time for your hobbies and passions, being such a busy surgeon and also having such a impressive online presence?
A wise man has said that if you love what you do, you don't have to work a single day. So I think my passion is still ophthalmology. I eat, I sleep, I walk ophthalmology, and that is what I love doing. So the more work that I'm doing, it is giving me more energy to strive for more. But yes, apart from that, I am a super enthusiast into all these sports car and all. So
Wow.
I have a Lamborghini, so I take it for weekend drives, and we have a gang, so we go to Missouri sometimes or Corbett sometimes. So that is something that I feel connected to.
Exactly. I think how much ever you are busy, you should have some personal time.
Yes.
Because that's what rejuvenates you and we all need it as human beings.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to throw on you some fun questions, quirky questions, and you need to respond in only one word or one line or one phrase.
Done.
Your mood right now.
I am sitting in front of the most beautiful ophthalmologist in the world.
One word.
My mood is obviously excited and happy. And my mentor, of course. So I think probably the best mood that I can be in.
Thank you. Refractive surgery or cataract surgery?
No, refractive surgery. That is my majority work, no? 90% of the time I'm doing refractive surgery. Hardly 10% cataract surgery.
If you weren't an eye surgeon, what would you
Probably
be?
a lawyer, maybe.
If you have to remove glasses from a historical figure,
Historical, popular figures.
किसके चश्मे उतारोगे
पता
आप?
नहीं, वो तो सोचना पड़ेगा चश्मा लगा किसको है पहले. अरविंद केजरीवाल का हटाते हैं.
Oh wow.
That will be one achievement.
बिल्कुल.
Go down the books की
फिर
दिल्ली
तो
के
आप
सीएम का
जरूर
हटाया था.
पॉलिटिक्स में आ जाओगे.
है ना? Maybe this will be the entry
May
point to
not
it.
be AIOS, but Indian
Who
politics.
wants
Why not?
AIOS?
Delhi politics.
We want real politics.
That's much bigger.
Absolutely.
Your favorite hobby outside the office?
Ma'am, driving fast cars. So we go to Buth circuit
Formula
also at
One?
times.
बस
Formula
मुझे
1
ज़्यादा
track
knowledge
पे
नहीं
चले
है.
जाते हैं. Formula 1 तो मेरे को चलानी आती नहीं है.
अच्छा.
But we go to Buth circuit.
Okay.
It's a Formula 1 track only. और वहाँ पे चलाते हैं ना 250-300 पे. That's a different rush. That is unbeatable.
So?
That's that adrenaline rush, no? वो
Yeah.
और किसी में नहीं आता.
Do you really feel that?
You feel it.
Which is a bigger adrenaline rush for you? Driving these cars or LASIK surgery?
LASIK surgery अगले दिन patient की 6564 आ जाए. That is also one rush.
I know.
Of course, with driving cars.
वो सबके लिए है.
I know.
What's the most creative excuse you have ever heard from a patient who doesn't want to wear glasses?
ऐसा कुछ मेजर एक्सक्यूज तो नहीं सुना, पर पता नहीं सम पीपल फील कि पहनोगे तो रुक जाएगा, नहीं पहनोगे तो बढ़ जाएगा, इस तरह की कुछ बातें करते रहते हैं. बट ऐसा कोई ऐसा एक्सक्यूज नहीं सुना कि क्यों नहीं पहन रहे. मतलब द मेन रीजन व्हाई दे आर नॉट वेयरिंग इज कॉस्मेटिक
I
ओनली.
remember a patient who said, I don't want to get rid of my glasses because my girlfriend likes me in glasses. मैंने कहा चलो ये भी अच्छी बात
तो
है.
0 नंबर वाले पहन लियो यार. कोई नहीं, चश्मा तो हटवा ले. At least start living a normal life.
If you could switch your life with a famous personality,
Some people that I idolize outside ophthalmology. So I follow Steve Jobs. He's been one of my inspirations. I follow Elon Musk. He's been one of this thing. But probably I want to live a life of the richest man on this planet. वो भी एक बार जी के देख लेते हैं क्या होता है.
you're already rich, Rahil.
There's no end to it, no? money is always less.
कितना कमाना है?
कोई end नहीं है इसका. But
I
actually,
think at the end of the
but
day, you
actually,
need peace.
I would agree with you
You need
here
peace and
that
happiness.
after a certain amount that you have in your bank,
Yeah.
it is only adding into your numbers. It is not adding to the value of your life. But you can earn, you can have a good life, you can
Yeah.
have a luxurious life.
Yeah.
But after a certain point, you realize this is only adding to the
I know.
bank balance. This is not contributing anything more to actual comfort of your life.
जितना आपको चाहिए उतना already है, isn't it? Yeah.
But again, the end of the thing is कि if somebody says कितना पैसा चाहिए, तो वो तो there is no end to it.
No end ना.
वो चीज़ ही ऐसी है कि जितना है उतना कम है.
मैं तो बहुत satisfied हूँ मेरे पास जितना है.
No, I am super satisfied. ये थोड़ी है कि I'm not satisfied. But if somebody asks me, do you want more money? So
no one will say no to that.
They will say yes, yeah. Any amount of money is less.
Yeah. If you were to prescribe a funny movie or a TV show to your patients as a laughter therapy, which one would it be?
There is one movie, Welcome. I don't know if you've seen that movie. Hindi movie है.
I know, yeah, I've seen that. It's very hilarious.
That is my go-to movie. I can watch that movie 1 million times. So probably I think that is it's a nice movie to watch.
Nice
it's a very light-hearted,
light-hearted,
nice,
very
absolutely.
comic and very hilarious.
Beautiful movie made.
Good. Okay. And what do you think about the BVI team right now in India?
I think they have the best team of the world, and they are making so much of effort beyond the usual what other people do. So we have this eye conversations, and Sharad sir is also very close to me, and he's also been in touch with me about how to go around it. He feels that I can add something extra to all the social media that I keep doing. But it's a lovely team to sit with, have a word with, and the product in itself is a beautiful product. So I think
and Sharad
they're
has
doing
been
a
in
good
the
job.
industry
Yes.
for so long,
Yes,
and
yes,
he
yes.
has such a huge experience dealing with doctors, and
Yes.
I think there won't be a single doctor in India who
doesn't
doesn't
know
know
him.
Sharad.
Absolutely.
And last but not the least, if you could create a new holiday, which holiday it would be, and how would you like people to celebrate it? मतलब आपको कोई नई छुट्टी अनाउंस करनी है,
अपनी बर्थडे वाले दिन अनाउंस कर देता हूँ.
आपके बर्थडे वाले दिन.
वही करते हैं लोग. ऐसे होता है ना, गांधी जयंती होगी, अम्बेडकर जयंती होगी, राहिल जयंती हो जाएगी. So it'll give me feel good factor मिलेगा कि चलो अपने नाम से छुट्टी है.
That was the best of the show.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me. It's lovely to be here.
So Rahil, really बहुत मजा आया. I thoroughly enjoyed this heart-to-heart conversations
Me
with
as
you.
well. Thank you for inviting me.
And we did touch upon some heavy topics
Yes.
and subjects.
Yes.
But I think the end of it was superb. And it's going to be one of the most memorable moments in my life.
In my
interviewing
as well.
you.
In my as well.
And I hope our episode gets more than 1 million views.
Oh, we'll put it on our channel also. No?
Karo na?
1 million views guaranteed.
Thank you so much again for coming on Eye Conversations.
Yes.
And I hope you had a good experience.
Yes, and I want to add into this that BVI is doing a wonderful job organizing this Eye Conversation podcast. Because at the end of the day, ma'am, we all understand that there is so much of misleading information on social media.
Exactly.
And there's actually very limited channels giving out genuine information.
True.
So now when we're talking a doctor to doctor, so when we're talking scientific, we're talking evidence-based.
Yeah.
So we really want this information to percolate to the last grassroots level, and people should get more aware about these problems and how eye health is to be taken care of.
Exactly. So thank you again. It was a super fun and a memorable episode for us.
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
hope to see you sometime again.
Yes, definitely.
And have these interesting
Whenever you are in
conversations
Delhi,
again.
most welcome.
Thank you for tuning in to the Eye Conversations. And if you like our content, please follow our channel on YouTube and also our social media handles on Instagram and Facebook, so that you do not miss any interesting episode in the future, and also stay updated about the useful conversations and insights that we share with you. So until we meet next time, goodbye and take care of yourself.